Welcome back to Let's Play Penumbra Overture. When we last left off, I accidentally didn't finish reading this note and we were way over the time, so gonna finish that. Quote, me. Finally, some writing paper. Look at me, just using up the pages to scroll down whatever comes into my head. What is this stuff anyway? Some kind of research paper. No matter, it's paper all the same. I can finally record what's been happening down here for, I suppose, about a year now. I wonder when Christmas was. No matter, too tired to write now. We'll rest a little first. What I'm assuming is happening here is that the official documents were printed one-sided and that he's writing on the back of the pages. Professor, samples collected. The collection process has been far easier than I anticipated. The setup of the artificial environment for the rockworm went without a hitch, and the specimens themselves are so abundant as to make keeping them out far more challenging than containing them. They are all of healthy size, perhaps even beyond recorded size, and I can only assume that this is due to some lack of natural predators down here. Specimens are as follows. 3 adults in artificial habitat, 2 larval infants dead. Me. I've been down here 2 days now, was meaning to record events every day, but was too busy securing the area. I've used some supplies from the old mining system to wall myself in here. It seems as safe a place as any, so those things should at least stay put for a little while. To that end, it seems I've had a pretty lucky stumbling here. All this old research is about something similar to what's been hunting me ever since I escaped the shelter 4 days ago. Don't get me wrong, after what they did to me back there, I'd rather be facing anything else. And after almost a year of fighting for our lives, we didn't really stand a chance anyway. I don't know how many are left inside. But this is good. These notes might have some way to fight the thing. Oops. These notes might have some way to fight the things, the rockworms that followed me here. I don't know how they knew I was coming or how they managed to follow me in the dark. But maybe I can work that out now. You know how? They're worms. They don't rely on vision. I found some old newspaper clippings. I guess they're referring to this mine. I had no idea it was so old, so big. I can see now why they built that facility here in the first place. A lot of history buried down here. It worries me, though. We'd been resting all our hopes of rescue on one of the scientists who escaped right near the start of it all. He got out almost as the chaos began, so we figured he might have made it out and brought help, but maybe him and me are due the same fate. I must record what's been going on, give the world the answers it needs so it doesn't fall prey to what's been released down here. But first I need to worry about myself and a way out of here and work out how to kill these worm things. Professor, observations. The creatures are indeed larger than has previously been recorded. The juveniles seem to still be growing, far beyond their natural limits, although the adults have now expired. I will watch with interest to see what the life span is of this particular subspecies. The worms appear to have 3 senses, as would be validated by previous research: taste, smell, and an extremely sensitive sense of touch, which allows them to detect vibrations in the rock the same way the human eye senses beams of light and processes them into spatial images. Their natural prey is insects smaller than themselves, and heaven help those insects, because the worm is a vicious and efficient killer. Me. He's wrong. They have no sense of smell. Today I attempted to distract them with a concoction I found lying around, but to no avail. However, it does seem to be they detect movement via vibrations, which would explain how they can, quote, see in the dark. Darn, there's almost no way to escape them down here. I'm in their territory now. Lifespan is 3 days and counting. I can still hear them outside the wall. As an extra precaution, I've locked myself in the smaller study area connected to the main lab room. If they get through that wall, I doubt this door will stop them, but it's better than nothing. Barely. Professor, conclusions. This subspecies of gray rockworm is highly adapted for its environment. If released above the surface, it seems likely that it would quickly destroy the existing rockworm population, and soon after, the population would grow to a size far outstripping its own food supplies. Given its increase in size and lifespan already due to unknown conditions, I would hypothesize that the worm, if left in such conditions after a reasonable period of time, perhaps 3,000 or 4,000 years, could grow up to a further 3 inches, making it a total of almost a foot long. However, should those conditions change, or indeed magnify, physical evolution could occur far more rapidly. Me. It's the 5th day today, and I swear they have begun to surround my location. I can't tell whether or not they have breached the wall I built, but I'm fairly certain they've entered whatever area surrounds this room. The future looks increasingly bleak. I intended to record here the events of the past year in the hopes that perhaps what occurred could be contained or driven away. Now I realize I could write all I wanted, and no one will ever make it down here to read it, so why write this now? Good question. I have no answer. All I know is I'd rather take my own life than die at the jaws of these hideous monsters I've tried a noose. Those monsters may feed on my corpse, but they won't take my life. Wait, is that the loot? Uh-oh. Well, there went my theory about there maybe being a note. Well, I thought I remembered, well, all signs would have pointed to there being a note here, or a note somewhere that would react to the ultraviolet light. The lid to the jar. Well, wait. Thought I could knock the whole thing over. There is something admittedly very creepy about turning around only to see like writing on the walls glowing. Well, that's honestly a bit disappointing. I would have sworn there'd be a note that would relate to the combination code. Found a door leading to Sector C. How to unlock? It occurs to me I've yet to use a battery. Oh, they automatically go into the light. That's fine. That's me being fox-brained. I need the combination to the door. But, I've clearly overlooked the combination. I'm not gonna make you watch me do that. I don't have the patience for it. Might guess it eventually. It might be eaten by spiders eventually too, but I'm not waiting for that either. Okay, this room had the bolt cutter and screwdriver, which let me get into that room with the black light. This room was where I entered and is not very useful. I mean, it was useful for entering, but past that usefulness. checking my inventory. I really feel like I'm supposed to go... Oh, you're kidding me. Whoops. I literally just stumbled on that. Oh, delightful. This place is trying to kill me. I agree with his assumption. This place is trying to kill me. I'm also crouched, meaning I have not going that way. Not going that way. Oh, crud. Go away, spider. Oh, crud. That's the sound of hatching spiders. Please keep ignoring me. Please keep ignoring me. Please just keep ignoring my presence. For whatever unknown reason, please keep ignoring me. Please keep ignoring me. Please don't eat me. I'm lost. I'm lost. I'm gonna die. Oh, wait. Crud, where is it? Where is it? Ah. Oh, stupid spiders. The fact that I got through there was a fluke. Please go away, eggs. I think the pathfinding legitimately gets lost and appears to lead to them coming around aimlessly instead of killing me at times. Oh. There we go. You stay out, spiders. 24th of February, 1972. I write this note in the knowledge that it may well serve as my last will and testament. Myself and... That music is getting louder again. Myself and 3 other miners have been trapped beneath the main shaft to the surface for what we believe to be 3 days, but with no daylight and increasing dehydration, it is impossible to tell The only thing keeping us alive is the hope that there could be a rescue team already on the way. We were also positive at the start, but that seems long ago now. Renton was first to crack, sometime during the first night. We all just lay there, trying to sleep through the sound of his wailing and sobbing, trying to pretend his problems weren't our own, and that he was weak for having given up so soon. The fact was he was dealing with the situation pretty realistically. Our chance of survival gets smaller every hour. Since then he hasn't said much, but the despair that gripped him seems to have spread through the rest of us like a cancer. We were such fools to ignore the foreman, and he paid for that with his life. When he started putting security code locks on all the doors, we thought he was crazy. It was only us down here after all. Why would we need codes to access places we're all allowed to go? He gave us all code sheets, made us swear to keep them safe. Huh, mine hasn't left my locker more than once. It's still there, doesn't get much safer than that. We asked him who we were keeping him safe from, but he never said. It was a pain in the tail, but that's what it was. I had to trek all the way to that crazy biologist's office in the mining room this morning just to check the code for Section C. Hint, hint. But he obviously knew something about these mines we didn't. Some of the guys started acting weird. Not crazy weird, just not normal. That didn't stop a couple of them being carted off to mainland Europe for psychiatric help. It was no one I knew well until the incident 3 days ago. We were in the chemical storage when one of the guys who had seemed pretty straight just started shouting. It wasn't a normal kind of shouting. I'm not any kind of wordsmith, so I don't know how to describe the noises he was making. All I have to stick with is just not normal. Anyway, he managed to hurt a couple of guys, damage some equipment before we got him under control. Nothing serious. When we released him, he seemed okay. Phased, but alright. Didn't really know where he was. Far away look in his eyes. That look. I'll remember that look for the rest of my days, even if there aren't that many more of them. His pupils weren't dilated. They just seemed to take up more space than should be possible, black and horrible. Then he snapped and grabbed up one of the high-rated explosive packs. We knew what he intended, saw it in those eyes. Those that could made a run for it, but the guy was already bearing down on the foreman. He didn't have a chance. There were 5 of us who made it out of the exit shaft. Only 4 survived the explosion. The elevator shaft collapsed in on us, and now it's anyone's guess how many are still trapped down here. The last thing I saw were those eyes. It seemed like they were staring at me, and me alone. Miles Staton. And now that I've blocked that shaft off, the spiders will quit harassing me, so I can begin looking through people's lockers. A happy fox is one that gets beef jerky, is one that has all the lockers to go through. Boots. A hat. Hat. Ah, a note and a hat. Blank note. Is it blank? Or is it like those walls? Seemingly blank, but not. And that's why he said he had to go to the biologist's office. Because there's a black light in there. Quite a lot of supplies. I'm happy with that.
Unless my friends lie somewhere near you now. A friend in need is a friend indeed. But a friend that's dead is a poor conversationalist. May they rest in pieces, ruptured and decomposing to pieces.
And this is that rock that I couldn't move before. Haha! Well, we are past the 15-minute mark, so I'm going to go ahead and call this one, and I will see you next time. After this loading screen. There we go. Game saved.